Hello again, everybody. Barry Hyatt here in Scottsville at the University of Kentucky Extension Office with my buddy Janet Johnson. Janet, April is here, and maybe, keep our fingers crossed, maybe the cold weather is hopefully behind us.
I tell you, we've had some beautiful days, and then all of a sudden it's snowing, so we never know, do we?
Never know, never know.
Yes, it is. But you know, Barry, it is time to be at the ballpark. It's time to get out after work and do some walking and do some yard work.
Sure.
And then you're saying, oh my gosh, what's for supper? How can I do a fast and easy supper? And that's what we're going to focus on today.
Hey, sounds good.
It's a great little formula so that folks can learn how to prepare their own skillet dinners.
Okay.
And I'm sure that people have seen the box skillet dinners, and I prepared many a box skillet dinner in my time. But really, they're only giving you pasta and a dehydrated sauce that you have to add really your meats and dehydration or hydration things too, like vegetables and milk, etc. So hey, you can save some money. And let's talk about how to be really great. Now, one of the things that I always do is start with a skillet dinner with a protein.
Okay.
So think about what you've been doing, and just recently we had an early holiday, Easter.
Exactly.
And many people may have had leftover ham. And if they're like me, they continue to slice, but then they're going to put some of that in the freezer to bring out for another meal at some point. And that's exactly what I've done. And I went ahead and just chopped up about 2 cups of ham. And it can be thicker, it can be thinner, because a lot of the hams are already thin sliced, and that's fine, you know, but just chop up some ham. And we've got that, so that's what we're going to start with today. The next thing in the formula is to think about a starch and a vegetable to make a casserole or one dish meal. All right, so I'm thinking, okay, what else do I have in the freezer with the ham? I'm thinking, okay, I always keep broccoli cuts. Now, some people might buy the 10-ounce boxes, and the only thing about the boxes, Barry, is they have a lot more water in them. You know, when you thaw them, you really need to squeeze those to get all the water out. And the same thing for the bags, but generally you'll find that the bags do not have as much moisture. So I get the cheaper broccoli cuts. You know, trying to save money, but this is always there on hand, and it's a great addition to start with, and that's exactly what we have over here today. We have a couple of cups, 2 cups of ham, a couple of cups of vegetable. In this case, I'm using the frozen broccoli cutlets. I could have used peas and carrots in a can and drained it and be ready to use peas and carrots.
And another thing too, I've always heard too, Janet, you probably know this as well, but you're always supposed to wash, you know, any canned vegetables that you have before you cook them. You're supposed to wash them, aren't you? Well,
you are, and that's always a good thing to do. It's good to really focus in on some of the food safety issues, and especially a lot of people will wash the outside of the can first, because you never know where that's been, and that's true for home canned vegetables as well. And so that the lid doesn't get down in there and contaminate, and the same thing, you can run some water over your vegetables too, and that will be fine.
And then of course you steam them, and it gets all those germs out of there, right?
Yeah, it gets rid of them, but that is a good point there for food safety. Now, so we have, again, a vegetable, we have a protein, and now we're thinking about a pasta. And I want to encourage people, instead of, again, of kind of your simple macaronis or other types of noodles in the box mixes, to think about a colorful pasta, like a garden pasta. This is a garden rotini, and you can buy it in many different brands. It's very inexpensive. And it also adds color and flavor to any of your casseroles. So keep this staple on hand. It adds just a lot of oomph.
Several times, it's outstanding.
It is outstanding, and it's just useful for everything. So I have pre-cooked some of that so it'll be fresh, okay? This does not freeze as well, so this is something you might want to do at the last minute. Now, if you're thinking about a starch too, and let's say you wanted to do a stir fry, you might not add your starch to the stir fry. You might just do it, put it down as a bed, and serve your stir fry on it. Same formula, but we're not putting it right in here. But today we'll add it. So the ham, the broccoli, the garden rotini, and then we have to think about flavor and a sauce. So one way to actually always have some flavor on hand is to think too, when you're shopping for Easter or some of the things that are coming up, and onions are on sale, or sweet peppers are on sale, or gardens are coming and you're going to have some extra things, buy in bulk and chop, chop, chop. If you have to chop a half a cup, go ahead and do the whole onion. Do it all at once, and then what you have is some onion that you can put in a freezer bag, or if you're going to use it quickly, you might get by with a storage bag.
Okay.
But freezer bag weight is best for freezers.
Okay, very good.
So we have it ready to take out and to use, and the same thing goes, Barry, with leftover celery
Okay,
and sweet pepper.
which I love. Green
Oh,
pepper.
yes, sweet pepper, and the more colorful the pepper, the sweeter that it is.
Is that
So,
right?
Yes,
I
that's
never
true.
knew that. Well, see, I love red pepper too. Actually,
and-
better than green pepper.
Yes,
so.
because it's sweeter, it's more mature.
Okay,
Yes.
there you go.
So consider that, and if you find a garden somewhere and they have lots of red peppers in it, be sure and go pick those.
Yeah.
Because for
Get
some
those first.
reason, the more ripe pepper is more expensive.
Yes.
It is.
It is.
But
I've noticed that too at the
yeah,
grocery
it's,
store.
it's really a ripe green pepper.
I guess I have expensive taste on it.
You do. You actually do. Now, here's another trick, too. Let's say you didn't want to separate your green pepper, your celery, and your onion, and you really like this combination.
Right.
Here in the South, we love onions and sweet peppers, green peppers, and some people like okra, and some people like celery, but that is a great flavor mix.
Okay.
And it's the basis for lots of different things. You can use this in your spaghetti. You can use it in sloppy joes. You can use it in almost anything,
Right.
with a base. So I'm just going to measure out about 1/4 to 1/2 cup of each one of these.
Okay.
And that's going to be a vegetable, added vegetables,
Okay.
flavor mix in this particular casserole. So onions, celery, sweet pepper, and I have them on hand, and then I can put what I don't use, I just measure out.
Sure.
And then I've got these to zip back up, and they go back in the freezer.
freezer,
They
sure.
do, and they're ready for another day, along with the extra broccoli that I didn't use.
Any idea how long they would last and be okay in the freezer? I mean, how long could you put them in there? Is it a long time or just like maybe a week or so?
No, you can freeze them much, much longer. I've
Okay.
had that in there. Of course, I tend to use them pretty quickly.
Sure.
So I've had them in there as long as 2 to 3 months.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah,
So
but
very
there's
good.
where the type of bag that you use comes into play, because the heavier freezer weight doesn't allow your vegetable to get dry or
Okay.
freezer burned, as
Okay.
we often talk
Sure,
about.
sure, I've heard
And
that.
that's just an absence of moisture that really tends to dry out the vegetable, and it's a quality issue there.
Right. Okay.
Okay, so hey, we've got some ham, we've got all this. So what we're going to do, we've heated a skillet, and before I start, I usually just give it a quick spray, with some cooking spray, your choice of flavors.
Sure.
I'm just going to add the flavor agent, and this will sizzle just a little, and it'll be all done. And I'll let you stir,
Okay. Sure.
and then we're simply going to add the 2 cups of ham,
Okay.
and that's in. This is so fast and so easy.
It is easy.
It
I
is
can say.
so easy. And then we're going to add the vegetables
Okay.
all together. And I'll let you keep stirring, because
Okay.
the last addition is a choice of sauce
Sauce.
to the one dish meal.
Okay.
So what should we choose for ham and broccoli and garden rotini?
Well, I'm seeing some cheddar cheese right there,
Hey, there you
so it's a
go.
lucky guess, I suppose, right?
And for speed, I know a lot of people say, "Oh, Janet, those soups are really high in sodium," and they are. But you can buy lower sodium
buy low
versions.
sodium, you sure can.
You can, but they're a great convenience item to have, Barry, for an instant sauce. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure this, because remember the formula that we're using, about 2 cups, about 2 cups,
Yes.
about 2 cups.
Right.
Same thing here. Now, it depends, again, on the consistency of a lot of your vegetables. If your vegetables have a lot of water in them, and your choices,
Right.
then you may not need to add very much liquid at all
Okay.
to your soup mix.
Right.
Okay? But I'm going to add about enough to get about 1.5 to 2 cups. Okay?
Okay.
So we'll add just a little milk to kind of
Milk,
thin
okay.
this down just a little, okay? And I'm just doing it in a measuring cup.
Right.
And I'm just going to do it and then just kind of stir it up until it's just blended. And it should be good. And I can see your vegetables doing pretty good over there.
Hopefully so. I'm not real good at this, but I'm giving it my best shot
You're
anyway.
doing a great job. And the good thing about this formula and the one dish meal concept is that we can do it all in the skillet.
Yes.
Or if you're pressed for time and don't want to do as you're doing, which is basically stirring as you go to keep it from sticking,
Right.
then you can pop it in a casserole dish. And I'll show you in just a
Okay.
moment what we would do. That just means it's going to bake in the oven about 15 minutes, and then
Okay.
you might want to add a topping as well.
Yes.
But that frees your hands up to do other things.
Okay.
but we're going to treat it like a skillet dinner tonight, and that's always quicker than an oven casserole. Okay, so we're simply adding our cheese sauce, and this makes a lovely ham cheese flavor that we associate with delicious ham dishes. Absolutely. So now we're just stirring this up. And so what we've done, we've added some vegetables for flavor. We've added a vegetable for a main vegetable. Some pasta for the starch. Some ham for the protein. Yeah, that's fine. And now your choice. If you want to add some extra flavor or seasonings, you can do a little bit of salt to taste. You could do a little bit of pepper to taste. Or I like to add, this is a great secret ingredient, and that's red pepper flakes. And those add just a little bit of kick to this casserole. Again, that's optional, your choice.
A little bit of spicy taste, I suppose.
Just a little bit of spice. That'll kind of have that ham and cheese and kind of spice it up just a little. Now, you're doing, at this point, all that needs to be done. If we were going to put it in the oven, we would simply take our casserole dish, we would lightly grease this or spray it, just like we did the skillet. Now we would spoon all this mixture in, and we would cover with aluminum foil and let the mixture bake for approximately, depending on the size of your dish and the shape of the dish, approximately 30, 40, or even 50 minutes. Now you can see.
And then look what we have now.
That's right.
Wow.
Now what I did was let this cook for approximately 40 minutes. Then I put some yummy fried onion rings on there. Oh, now that's a no-no if you're looking for a special diet, because this is very healthy. But this has so much crunch and texture and flavor, and you don't have to put a lot of them, but I did that. You could put any topping, or you could put no topping. And you're covering it with foil, baking it most of the time, and for about 5 to 10 minutes, uncover, put your topping on, and there you go. And that is a great one-dish meal. I'll put a little out on the plate as you stir.
And if somebody has not tried this before, what would you say? What does it taste like? I guess
it is a lovely ham and cheese taste to it, like you would think of a ham and cheese sandwich. You know, again, the rotini adds flavor. Kind of a ham and broccoli casserole. A lot of people use that. Now, if we were going to continue to use this on the stove, you would put the lid on, and you could just show how to do that. Yeah, you could do that. And what we're going to do is reduce the heat down to medium.
I guess I've stirred pretty well.
You did a great job. And we're going to let that simmer for anywhere from 10, 15 to 20 minutes. Until
and this was pretty much low heat, wasn't it, the whole time?
That was low heat. You need to get it down to medium, especially with a cheese sauce like that. So we eliminate some manual labor by putting it in the oven that we saw before. Here, you speed the time up.
There you go.
But the end result is the same.
Very nice.
And it's a wonderful, wonderful one-dish meal, but the formula can be adjusted for all types of one-dish meals.
Yes, well, it's a fantastic idea. I know everyone is going to love seeing this. And of course, if you'd like to see the recipe, you can check out our website. It's nctc.com. Also, you can email me at North Central. My email address there is barry.hyatt@nctc.com. Now, of course, next month is May. You're from Kentucky originally. There's a little horse race, I think, called the Kentucky Derby.
I do believe that happens the first Saturday of May.
I think so. Are you going to be going this year?
Well, I normally don't go to the Derby. I have tended to go to the Oaks, which is for the girls, the fillies. On the Thursday before the Derby on Saturday.
Is that in Louisville as well?
It is in Louisville. It's at Churchill Downs, and I kind of like the Oaks race.
Good deal.
It's the same atmosphere, not as many people sometimes.
Now, do the ladies wear the nice hats there too?
Yes,
so
very much so.
Do you have your outfit picked out already?
I have my hat. I have the hat that I've done every year, but I do love the Oaks, and I do love the Derby as well.
Good deal, good deal. Well, we'll get a report next month on how the Oaks races went, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, thanks so much, Janet, and thank you all so much for watching. And again, email us at North Central if you'd like this recipe, I should say, and we will see you guys again next month. Take care and have a good day.